Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, I know it has been a while, but I'm here and I hope you guys are loving this look because I am simple glam. With that being said, I hope you guys are doing well during this global pandemic. I have some good news. One random person who is following me on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to my YouTube channel will be entitled to a giveaway. One random person. So if you're not following me at my pages, okay, head over and follow. So with that being said, let's get into this look. I hope you guys enjoy. See you soon. First, I'm going to start off by priming my face using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Now I'll be taking a spoolie brush to brush my brows in place. I'll be using a brush from Zulu in the number 310 and the Anastasia Beverly brow pomade in the shade medium brown to fill in my brows. I'm using a concealer brush from Ruby Kiss to clean up my brows and define them more. And the concealer that I'm using, it's from LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade medium beige. I will also be using this to set as a base for my eyeshadow. Here I will be blending out the concealer, and the brush that I'm using, it's from Real Technique in the number 300. Now I'll be taking that same concealer brush to apply my foundation, and the foundation that I'm using, it's from HD Flawless in the shade Honey. I'll be using the foundation to shape out at the top of my brows and give it a more defined look. And I'll be using that same brush from Real Techniques just to buff out those harsh edges. Now I'll be taking the Benile Luxury Powder in buff to set that concealer on my lid. The sponge that I'm using, it's from Real Techniques. And now I'll take the Morphe setting spray to set everything and begin blending out with that sponge from Real Techniques. I'll be contouring my face using the black opal liquid foundation in the shade Beautiful Browns, and the brush that I'm using, it's from Zulu and it's in the number 323. Now I'll be taking a brush from Real Techniques in the number 200 to blend out everything. So I'll be taking a brush from Zulu in the number 234, and the palette that I'm using is from Juvia's, the Warrior palette, number 3, and the shade that I'm using is called Kahina. Now I'll be normally start at my cut crease and I buff my way up. I'm not swiping the eyeshadow on, I'm gently applying and gently buffing up. Now I'll be using my concealer brush and eyeshadow, and the concealer that I'm using, it's from P.Louise in the number 2. And I'll be taking back my Real Techniques brush and I'll just be buffing out so that it's easier for me to apply my eyeshadow. Now I'll be using a brush from Diana, eyeshadow brush, and the palette that I'm using from Juvia, the Zulu palette, and the shade that I'm using is the shimmery blue. Now I'm using a 2-in-1 liner that I got from Stush Beauty. It's a liner and also a eyelash adhesive. The lash that I'm using, it's in the style Diamond. It's not a dramatic lash, it's more of a simple look. So I'll be taking my concealer brush to apply concealer in areas that I want to be highlighted, and I'm using the shade Classic Ivory from LA Girl Pro Concealer. I'll be using my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Now I'll be taking my Real Techniques beauty sponge to blend out everything. I'll be taking the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Buff to set the concealer under my eyes, my nose, and my chin. So I'll be using my brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm using the Zulu palette, and I'm mixing the brown and pink shade to apply blush to my face. Now I'm using a black liner from NK Auto Liner. And I'll be going back into my Warrior Tree palette from Juvia's, and I'm using the shade Candies right underneath my waterline. I'll be using a soft matte lip cream from NYX in the shade Medium Cool Brown, and I'll be applying lip gloss on top of that. And the lip gloss, it's from Broadway in coconut oil. So this lip gloss hydrates lips, and it also locks in moisture. And I'll be setting everything with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I'll be using a 129 brush from Zulu, and the highlighter that I'm using is Wild Radiant from BH Cosmetics. And I'm taking a brush from Diana, the number 0024, to blend in everything seamlessly. So in the remaining of the video, you guys will see me get ready. So I'll leave you for now.